Welcome to Simple Software Tutorials. In this video, we're going to solve a fraction story problem using Excel. So what we're going to look at this time is the pizza party story problem. So the way the story goes is a class reached their reading goal for the month and they're being rewarded with a pizza party. So what we need to figure out is how many pizzas need to be ordered, and then based off of that, how much is going to be left over for us to snack on after everybody's gotten their share. So we're given the following information. So each student gets 1/4 of a pizza, and there are 21 students in the class. So what we're being asked to solve for is how many full pizzas need to be ordered and how much will be left over after each student gets their share. So this is a pretty straightforward one. So let's pop over into Excel and see how we can use Excel to solve this. So I've got my spreadsheet open here and I've pasted the story problem right over here so we can see it. So the first thing I need to do in Excel is, since I'm going to be working with fractions, I need to tell Excel that so it formats all my information correctly. So I'm just going to select some columns here that I may be working in. So again, I click on A and hold down my left mouse button and I drag over as far as I think I need to go, and then I can release and I've got these columns selected. Now I'm going to right click and I'm going to select Format Cells, make sure I'm on the Number tab, and I want to select Fraction. So if I'm not sure how big my fractions are going to be, I can just select up to 3 digits. So that lets me have bigger fraction numbers in there. If I select up to 1 digit, it may abbreviate, I guess. It may try to make my fraction smaller than it actually is. So I'm just going to go up to 3 digits and we can deal with it if it gets crazy after that. So I'm going to click on OK. So now all of these are formatted to handle numbers as fractions. So first, let's just enter in some information here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to type labels here to the left just to make it easy to present what I'm doing. You do not need to do this if you don't feel it necessary to, if you can just remember what you're typing in. So just do what works best for you. So let's just type in the fraction. So we know that each student gets 1/4 or 1/4 of the pizza. So I'm going to type in 1/4 and I'm going to hit enter. So now we're going to type in students. So I know that there's 21 students. Okay. So there we go. Okay, so now let's type in pizza 1, okay? Because this is asking how many full pizzas need to be ordered, and I'm assuming with an odd number here and an even number here that I'm going to have some wonky numbers, okay? So I'm just going to enter pizza 1 here. So let's start entering some information here. So how many pizzas am I going to need to order if I have 21 students and each student gets 1/4 of the pizza? So I'm gonna enter an equation in here. So I'm gonna enter the equal sign. So I'm going to type equals and then students, this number here, so 21, and then the asterisk, which is times 1/4. So 1/4 of 21 students equals, and I'm going to hit enter, 5 1/4. So now, had I not changed this to show up as fractions, this would say 5.25. So it's handy if we're working in fractions to easily have that spelled out for us, okay? So back to our problem. Since I can't really order 5 1/4 pizzas from a pizza place, I'm going to round that up. So let's see. So I'm just going to type full pizzas. So in my head, I can round this up because since I can't order 5 1/4 pizzas, I'm going to have to order 6. So I'm going to enter 6. Okay, so full pizzas, that's our first answer there. We need 6 full pizzas, okay? But how much is going to be left over? So type in leftover. So now, if we order 6 pizzas, but we're only using 5 1/4, how much is going to be left? Now I can do this in my head, as can you, but learning the basic principles, maybe it's not always going to be this simple. Maybe you're going to have some crazy numbers in here, you know. So this is where it comes in handy to know how to actually do this. So what I want to do is I want to subtract the partial pizza count from the total pizza count. So I'm going to hit equals, and then I want to enter full pizzas minus partial pizzas, and I'm going to hit enter. 3/4. So I'm going to have 3/4 of a pizza left after each student gets their share. So another way we can look at this, a way that's kind of easy for me, is in shapes. Okay, so if we take a look at pizzas, okay, so I'm going to take the round shape here. So I can do a pizza like this, okay? So if I know one pizza, each student gets 1/4 of a pizza. So there's going to be 4 students per one pizza, okay? So I'm going to just enter 4 here, make it kind of, make it big so we can see it real well, okay? So 4 students per pizza, okay? So if I have 21 students, let's add these pizzas up until we hit 21. So we have 4, and then we have 8, and then we have 12, then we have 16 students fed, and then we have 20 students fed, okay? But if I add a whole pizza, that's more than the exact amount, right? So we're going to have to split this last pizza up, okay? So I'm going to just set this over here while we slice it in our graphics here. So I'm going to go back here and I'm going to get our partial pizza shape here. So what I'm going to do, go about the same size. So for our last student, so we have 20 students fed off of these 5 pizzas here. We need 1 more student to be fed. So I have this quarter here, right? So there's our 5 1/4 pieces. So that's 21 students fed, okay? So then we have the remainder. So that goes back up to 3/4, okay? So we end up ordering a total of 6 pizzas, but the 6th pizza we break into 1/4 and 3/4. So we use 5 1/4 pizzas, and remaining we have 3/4 of a pizza, making a total of 6 pizzas. Okay, so that's our answer. So how many full pizzas need to be ordered? 6 full pizzas, okay? And how much will be left over? 3/4 of a pizza. So I've kind of shown you a couple different ways to solve for these fraction story problems, and I think it's really easy to use Excel to kind of draw it out and just put everything down into, break it down into pieces that are easy to understand and easy to calculate and hard to make mistakes, because when you're using a machine to tabulate, you don't have real world distractions or miscounting. You've got a tool doing the work for you. So this is a great way to just double check your work, make sure you're doing things correctly, or if you're helping your student, you know, your child or your student, somebody that you're helping with their homework, you can make sure that you're giving them correct information if you're a little rusty from working with fractions. So I hope this was helpful to you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more helpful tutorials. Check out my website, simplesoftwaretutorials.com, and have a great day. Thank you so much for tuning in.